Hello, beautiful Cancer family, and welcome to November 2020. Yeah, this is a powerful month. It's very different than what we were working with August, September, October. During those months, we were kind of going deeper and deeper into the deep end of the pool. November is one of the first months I've seen for a little while that's got this like kind of breakthrough energy that's very warm and vibrant and alive and starting to break through some of the barriers and the fogginess and that can be a little overwhelming and also a big relief, right? So it's a little bit of both. For you Cancerians, you beautiful moon children that I love so much, you all know that I have a partiality to you. I'm married to a Cancer, so life is very good for me. I'm very, very, very blessed to have one of you in my life. It will make me cry if I think about it, so I won't. But anyway, I really love what I see for the Cancerian clan this month because we have a lot of energy that is really holding you and ushering you forward, I think, into some really healthy, happy places. So we have Mercury going direct in Libra in your fourth house, home and family, giving you some clarity. Venus moves through the fourth and then into the fifth into Scorpio this month, which is really beautiful for heart openings. The sun is moving through your fifth house in Scorpio, beautiful for creativity, heart openings, hope, renewal. Really great energy for you. The Jupiter-Pluto conjunction that happens this month around the same time that Mars goes direct. So Jupiter and Pluto are going to be conjunct in Capricorn. Last conjunction for them for about 12 or so years is happening in your seventh house. And there's all this squeezing that's been going on in relationships and in relating and some big growth dynamics going on there for a little while. We're really closing out that chapter. And as we kind of pass through this Jupiter-Pluto conjunction, we move on from it, you're going to be noticing a lightening of the load. Mars is also going direct in Aries in your 10th house of career and who you are in the world. Very big relief. And really, once we get past that, around the 13th and the 14th, and we move into the second half of the month, Cancer, it's going to feel tons easier energetically for you. Just so much easier to just get things done, be clear on what it is that really matters, like what really needs to get done. There's just a lot easier energy for you. The moons are also really nice this month. You have a new moon in Scorpio on the 15th, and you have a full, and that's, in your heart center as well, setting really beautiful heart intentions. And then on the 30th, we have a full moon in Gemini in your 12th spiritual house, which gives you a reboot spiritually as well. So, and as we move from Scorpio season into Sagittarius season, you're also getting a chance to connect with your physical routines and everything, and that's very supportive of you. So I really love the astrology for Cancers this month. There's a lot of support. And actually the message that came through for me is listen to the heart squeeze. There's this joyful heart squeeze that you might be feeling toward what's changing in your world, what's getting clear in your world, what's leading you forward, what opportunities are coming. Justice wanted to come out. Beautiful energy. We start off the month with a little bit of energy in Libra, in justice energy with both Mercury and Venus, and there's a kind of balancing that goes on with those energies. The Tower. Okay, that card is really popular this year. You're far from the only ones that 10 of Swords. Okay, we're getting some heavy energy here. Don't worry, my Cancerians. Here's the thing that I will say. Eight of Pentacles. Really awesome. Okay, so this is what I see. Mini wrap up here of what we're seeing. We're seeing some harmonizing and some balancing. We're seeing some shedding of skin, burning away of the old, and then we're seeing some really great forward progress. Isn't that just the way of 2020? It's a very transformational year. It's known as a bridge year. It's a year between two worlds where you get tastes of the past, tastes of the future, and it's a big mix of all of them all the time. And here's the thing. November is the last full month that we have all this heavy hitting energy in Capricorn. And that isn't all just negative for Cancerians and for all cardinal signs. It's asked you guys to build some new things. It's given you a lot of focus and drive to like the things that really matter to you, to focus in on them and focus and work. It's also put some strain on you. It's also, you know, Saturn, the planet of restriction, opposing your sun sign, means that it's also been a time where you've had to like, things that just really are not working for you are not just going to be granted to you. So a lot of things get stripped away. This Jupiter-Pluto conjunction is one of the last harsh conjunctions that we have with all this Capricorn energy. And November is the last full month of everything in Capricorn. December, Jupiter and Saturn move on. The only thing we'll have left in Capricorn after that is Pluto. So we're done. We're almost done here. And I think for Cancerians and for all cardinal signs, there's a bit of a graduation. There's a bit of one final moment to really look at everything you've learned and really burn away the old and really get clear with it. But that's what I was saying this month is also, once we get through the first half of the month for Cancerians especially, and we start into the second half of the month, that clearing away creates the space for success in work, for success in the projects that you want to be building and creating, for forward motion and progress. And so I don't want you to get discouraged when I show you, you know, Tower and Ten of Swords. To me, these are liberating. It's about clearing away the rubble from all this year. And there's a really symbolic spiritual practice that goes along with those cards. But let's start with Justice here. You know, Justice is a card of balance. It is a card of harmony. It is a card of finding your center so that you know where you're going next. It's also a card of clear answers. And here's the thing. I think sometimes, you know, we're waiting for answers. We're waiting for that clarity. And when it comes, right, when we get the answer that we need, even if it's in our favor, which Justice tends to be the answer we've been wanting, the answer we've been craving, the clarity we've been desiring for a while, and finally we get that, oh, okay, I can see clearly. It does often require us to go through a spiritual death. And the thing is, you know, we often, you know, these are quite dramatic cards, and we often think about spiritual transformation or like as like something that happens only once every few years. And yes, there are bigger ones that happen. This year tends to be a bigger year for that. But there's also just little ones all the time. And we have, you know, the more we give ourselves a chance to check in with that process regularly, the better. For me, the Tower and the Ten of Swords are both about spiritual transformation, much more so than practical, grounded transformation. These cards show up in the practical when we have not been listening to our soul. And that's when we get those shocking things that happen, right? And we've all been there. I know I have, where I'm just like, no, it's fine. I'm going to keep doing this thing. And then, you know, finally it's like, divine is like, enough. This is not good for you. But if you've been listening to your soul this year, right? And you've been growing and you've been following that heart squeeze, which Cancerians, I think you have been. This spiritual work right here has to do with when you get the answer you want, realizing that a version of yourself is going to die. That version of yourself may be the person who's been single for a long time, or who's been working in one way for a long time and is now getting that promotion or is getting that new aspect and is having to let go of what was familiar and comfortable but is now going away, and now everything is new. These are cards of liberation via underground transformation. Once again, Jupiter meeting Pluto is a very impactful meeting, as well as Mars stationing direct. All of these happening have to do with the shadow work that we do, the deeper, darker, destructive work that we do, and how we're implementing that. And because these are happening in cardinal signs, they're very in conversation with Cancerians. So while I do think that this month is supportive of you, it is also a transformational time. And it's like, it's a saying farewell also to all the times before now with the Tower and the Ten of Swords that you have gone through some miniature deaths throughout the year. This is kind of your final check-in with that. Now we have Eight of Pentacles at the end, and here's the thing. I always say with cards like Tower and Ten of Swords, you want to contextualize the message within what's around it. You have the Tower, Ten of Swords, very dramatic, very much about that going underground and coming back up. Scorpio season also, hello, we're all, no matter what your rising sign, your sun sign, your moon sign, Scorpio season is about transformation. It is about going in there and making those changes, right? So quite powerful cards about going into the hidden, unseen underworld and coming out again. But they're surrounded by Justice and Eight of Pentacles. And I would say these are two of the most reasonable, clear-sighted, forward-focused, pragmatic, positive cards you can have, right? They are very much about building from a place of consistency, of those long-range things that you have been working on. What I see here is we're clearing away some of the old rubble from all of this year. And what is left is the things that you have been working steadily on this whole time. They're not going anywhere. They're just going to get louder. And the more you're willing to be okay with doing that spiritual death and just knowing that it doesn't, it's not going to destroy you. It's not going to take you down. It's not going to last forever. It is not the new normal. It is just a point of transformation. The easier you're going to find this month. So don't let this discourage you whatsoever. Honestly, I can't tell you enough how much this energy is just kind of around right now. And like I said, these are very spiritual cards, so they aren't always about the practical. What is practical and what is working for you is going to keep expanding this month. And by the second half of the month, you're going to be noticing huge strides in what's going on. That heart squeeze is going to keep moving you forward. Now, I'm going to be pulling a final card from the Animal Totem Tarot. It's a beautiful tarot deck. And we'll read the message that she has written for the card. I just love these messages so much. They're so beautiful. Just adding another voice into our conversation and what wants to come through from nature. 8 of Cups, the salmon, I believe it is. Let us see what the salmon has to say to us about transformation. A lot of transformation going on here for you. Yes, it is the salmon. Beautiful card with the moon in the sky. If one does nothing else with life, one needs it to at least have taken a quest. There needs to be some point in your journey where you just give in to the call and allow yourself to do something out of the ordinary. Your soul has a yearning and it pulls you towards it with every breath you take. Give in, let go, and let the quest begin. I love that. That's that heart squeeze I was talking about. I think when we're following our path, right? Like we just keep following that soul beat that knows that what is meant for us is assured for us and that it's going to come together, right? We often think that's just going to feel like sunshine and flowers and daisies and lighthearted, you know. But I think the real thing is that we find that we follow that heart calling, and yes, the things that are assured for us do always come back to us, do always follow us, do always sit with us. Also, that we leave things behind, that we go forward, we do things differently, we try things, we stay on our mission. We don't live in the past over and over again, right? We choose to initiate new things. And here's where your cardinal energy is so powerful, because I know that you guys are so good at getting on something. If it needs to get done, you're like, let's just get done. Let's go. Let's do it. It's an amazing quality you have. You're on a path. It hasn't suddenly been veered off course. This path has been blossoming and flowering for you all year. November is just another step in that direction. And I still feel that the energy is very supportive of Cancerians. I also just think it comes with a very deep and profound transformation. And I think that is exactly what happens when we are following our soul's calling. That is just what happens. It's a kind of a rule of the universe. And as these planets go direct, I think we're also going to be finding that where our comfort zones have become maybe being super internal, being super hidden, not moving forward on things because we can't. And there's been kind of a comfort to just being like, well, can't do anything about it. And now as things start moving direct and we're having breakthroughs and we're moving forward, it's like, oh, like now it's going to be time to leave that thing behind and open this door and do this and do this. And I think you might be finding some of that energy working with you this month. I'm so excited to see where it takes you. Please leave comments about how that's going, and I would love for you to subscribe so you can see more of what I have to offer here on this channel as we move through the moons and everything else. And of course, I'm offering that powerful weekly energetic support on Patreon, along with worksheets, along with discussions, along with updates on my personal life. So if you're looking for support, I'd love to see you on Patreon. You can also find me on Instagram and on my website. I'll leave all those links in the description box right below here so you know where to find me and how to contact me. You can also find PinkLune's gorgeous jewelry on her Etsy shop. I will leave her link below as well. And I will see you all in December. I am so excited for the wrap up of all this Capricorn energy. We're about to enter next year into such a different energetic landscape. And November is an important point, I think, to just get really clear with ourselves, get ourselves set up for some big shifts ahead. So I'll see you in December for more of that wild ride. I love you so much, and I will talk to you soon, my beautiful Cancerian family.